You all know I'm not a big believer in the paranormal. All that hocus pocus and all that mumbo jumbo about ghosts and goblins and ghouls and gnomes and Santa Claus. It's all a bunch of hooey. The only metaphysical conundrum that I believe in is the mystery of why I'm stuck at 5'6". But aside from that, not much else. Though today we're going to be talking about something that's got me scratching at my chinny chin chin here in curiosity, because there is a TikTok time traveler who made a few predictions, and they actually kind of blew up on TikTok. So much so that we had someone come out to the warehouse about 2.5 weeks ago to help fix the air conditioning that was broken, and before leaving, he mentioned to Matt that we need to make sure that we really hunker down, board everything up, and prepare for a Category 6 hurricane that was blowing in about 2 weeks. And Matt was stunned. So Matt sat there like he had just been hit with a fucking flashbang and tear gas at the same time. His brain literally blue screened upon hearing this. A Category 6 is not real. That's never... Category 5 is the highest it goes. So this goes above and beyond. It's going fucking plus ultra. And this guy is claiming that there's one on the way, even though there was no information about that anywhere. So Matt poked a little bit to see where he got it from, and he said a time traveler on TikTok said it. And that's when the light bulb went off in Matt's head. Eureka! He knew it was time to take this seriously now. There was a lot of weight behind this claim. So this is the video that was floating around and actually gaining a lot of steam online. Yes, I am a real time traveler. Here are all of the events to come in the final months of 2023, September. This isn't unusual for TikTok. Every single goofball with a phone likes to pretend that there's some kind of time traveler giving us warnings, and they just make like a ton of fucking outrageous claims. And this one said on September 4th, the first ever Category 6 hurricane occurs. It runs up almost the entire US East Coast, but it mainly affects Florida and both the Carolinas. Now, when Matt told me, I had already told him I knew that, because I am very in touch with the goofy shit that happens online. I had actually already made fun of this video on stream as well. When Matt told me about this, I giggled quite hard. I nearly spit up on myself. I still can't believe that real human beings in the real world will see some shit like that on TikTok and not give an iota of thought to it, and never even have the idea that it could be a lie cross their mind. This is a complete stranger on TikTok claiming to be a time traveler, making outrageous claims, and then some people just pog out to it and take it at face value, believing it. Like, holy shit, a Category 6 is rolling in, we gotta get fucking prepped. John Titor on TikTok said so. John Connor, Johnny Silverhand, the TikTok time traveler, this asshole said a Category 6 is coming, so it must be true. It's amazing. But the reason that I mentioned this was 2 weeks ago is because fast forward to now, and we had Hurricane Lee forming, and it was a very quick Category 5 and only getting stronger, threatening the East Coast. And a couple days ago, Matt told me, Charles, if this turns out to be right, we're gonna feel real fucking silly for making fun of this. He tried to warn us, but we didn't believe him. And I was actually starting to panic a little bit, thinking the universe around me was crumbling. My understanding of this very dimension we inhabit was starting to be called into question here. Maybe this was the one asshole telling the truth and is somehow an actual time traveler trying to get the message across. And I spit on it. But then it turns out, no, he was completely wrong. He not only predicted the wrong date, but he made like 5 other predictions that are just ridiculous. And also, Hurricane Lee has lost most of its strength. It's still a Category 3 hurricane as of right now, and it's also not going to Florida like the time traveler predicted. I also want to show you the other predictions they made in the same video. They said on September 10th, 20 people are chosen to see the afterlife, to know what it is like when you pass. What does that even mean? Does God hold some kind of reality show competition to choose 20 people to take a peek at heaven? Like, what is this, a deal or no deal situation? 20 people get to take a vacation to the afterlife? Do they come back? Because if not, this is just 20 people dying. And if that's the case, the bigger news on September 10th would have been that only 20 people in the world died. Because I've got news for the time traveler here. There's far more than 20 people seeing what the afterlife is like every single day. So this one, I just don't fucking understand at all. They then say, this makes the entire population to focus on finding a way to live much longer, as less than 5% are happy after. So I guess whatever time that this guy traveled from, they lost the ability to write in proper syntax. This is broken. I can't even deduce what the claim is. So after 20 people take a visit to the afterlife, less than 5% are happy after, and the population focuses on ways to live longer? You mean like what they're doing every single day? Science is constantly striving for ways for people to live longer. And that's without the 20 chosen afterlife spectators. And again, do the people that go to the afterlife come back to tell us about it? Like, what the fuck? Now, the next one is still upcoming, so this one still remains to be seen. But on September 18th, they claim that an invisible wall is put down to surround Mexico and Guatemala. It was put there by a hostile alien species to try and weaken us when they attack. Why? Why would they be putting an invisible wall there? Did they just play a ton of Starfield and see how effective invisible walls were or something? And if they have that kind of technology, why not just put an invisible wall around like pretty much everywhere? Cut everyone off. And also, why even use that in the first place? They also just fucking attack. If they're here, they'll probably beat our ass in an all-out war. The final claim from the time traveler for September of 2023 is on September 23rd, a Spirit Airlines plane crashes in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It actually went through a wormhole where it is 2 seconds to them, 6 years to us, and they return in 2029. Call me crazy, but I highly doubt that last one's happening. But who knows? It still remains to be seen. I really think that this was probably made by a teenager. That whole last section there just feels like it was a piece of his creative writing course for like his English class or something, which is fine. Like, it's really not that big of a deal, but somehow we met a person, a real living, breathing human being outside of the internet that believed this shit. Like with the upcoming Category 6 hurricane. So much so that they were trying to tell us that we need to prep for it. I'm assuming they had already started stockpiling like doomsday preppers getting ready for it. And that is tragic. That we've reached the point where people will actually believe anything. Not that I'm surprised. I'm not surprised by it. We see this all the time on Twitter where people will believe the most outrageous shit without even a single morsel of evidence to support it. But I've just never seen it in the real world. I thought that was mainly brain rot internet brain, but no. This was a seemingly completely normal guy and just happened to really buy into this hype that there was a Category fucking 6 hurricane that was coming in like 2 weeks. But you know what? I'm putting the carriage before the horse here. You know, there's still time for some of his other predictions to see if those come true or not. You know, he got a couple of them wrong, sure, but you know, who isn't wrong sometimes? But anyway, I just had to talk about this a little bit. That's it. See ya.